Eye ni Ensoko TV, uboroso bw'umugusi. Umuruburi kubwatya nabo kurigirirwa na kiro muntu.
Mogere bwa Ensoko TV ne mambiyende ngiyana nditukumira na sembeo asiri tukerigalie 11 mutinyo gatano na gatatu mwaka bwe chile fuibere merongebere gatano na rimo no kugena kwane kwa bukiribya nabo igonogenderete bya asemambya ya bono asogenderete kubwate merobere yonsi me Ensoko TV kurwa chinsa 12 cheke mambwe kirboniga na nde cheregere chinsa nyechi ya bono mamire chidakika nkego chia Afrika ya mochango kwarigania ase umurobere yiga bwe Etorobini go cha kirbono gweka chinsa isano ne mochi ya bono mubaso asogochia kumurikira na gukwanira agendrete okorekana emambya ya bono irikwene kebuna na enkwe mwenyore alia agendrete ya iterera bwega yara chikubwati atosanga asubwamo wetera senchira yo mutandao gwekerera sensemo ya YouTube Ensoko TV nabo igo enambo ya mawasiliano na yaronkonya gwetera ensabu eyiwego gochigutumeka mono ekeroto gochigoswa ase enkwali ya itemambya ya bono astra chigosanga amo no mogereito ase emambya eyega tosanga asubwamo gochakera bono gwiko mwerio eriane Ishmael Mogere. Asomo chakare mambya bono asege karokyo bomo wa broad-based kendrete ensemo ya Naivasha egatia Kenya kwanza murekia mokia ODM nigo abaigwana niregoche kubwatarana irikorose serikali yo mwaka bwe chile fuibere merongebere gatano na kabere merongebere gatano na merongebere gatano na kabere ase ebyame ebibere nigo bararire gochora abantu batano korwa kira ekyama eri oguchie gwikaransa amo na korosia manifesto boswe bochoryo banene bwo mwaka ogocha bunabere gakorarwa amo no murai bwense Dr. William Samuel Ruto nabo igo omurai bwe kyama kya ODM Oburu Odinga bure kubwatia.
It is on the strength of that record and with humility about the work still before us that we begin our journey towards 2027 general election. But no election can be fought on past achievements alone. Those who seek your mandate as the people of Kenya must also tell you where they intend to take this country tomorrow. After listening to Kenyans from across our society and engaging with different leaders, I challenged our nation in my State of the Nation address last year to confront a larger question. What must Kenya do to become a first world nation? That is neither simply an economic question nor a political one. It asks us to think beyond the next budget, the next election. What began as a partnership in the national interest must now be given a clear political framework for the future. After consultations within our respective parties and formations, the Kenya Kwanza and the Orange Democratic Movement have today formally resolved to develop a joint manifesto for the next election and constitute a coalition to contest the 2027 general election. This formalizes the political partnership we have built and gives it a clear mandate to consolidate the progress we have made, carry the reforms underway to completion, and present to the people of Kenya a common program for the next phase of our national transformation. These decisions mark an important new chapter what began as cooperation in government will now become a common political platform upon which we shall seek the mandate of the Kenyan people in August next year. Accordingly, we have agreed to establish a joint team comprising 5 members from each party to develop a common manifesto that we shall ultimately place before the Kenyan people in the 2027 general election. The Orange Democratic Party has nominated Mr. Isaac Wanuge, Ms. Mariam Abdullahi Mbaruk, Ms. Leonida Kerubo Omosa, Engineer Kare Oregonian, and Kare Orege, and Professor Bernard Mwok, with the ODM Executive Director serving as an ex-official member. Kenya Kwanza has nominated Mr. Emmanuel Nzai, Dr. Daniel Mwai, Mr. Bramwell Simiyu, Mr. Mohamed Hassan, and Dr. Cecilia Ngetich, with the UDA Executive Director serving as an ex-official member. Their task is not simply to produce a political document. The manifesto will draw from our shared values and priorities while being informed by the aspirations, ideas, and priorities expressed by Kenyans, including through the national conversation on Kenya Beyond Vision 2030, and reflected in the National Development Charter that will emerge. In addition, the 2 party leaders, myself and Dr. Oburu, will each nominate another 5 members from each political party and formation to a second joint team to prepare the coalition framework agreement, recommend the principles and governance structures that will guide our partnership, and propose the leadership arrangements necessary to take this coalition forward. These are not merely internal processes between political parties. They are part of the work of building the partnership, developing the program, and preparing the leadership proposition upon which we shall seek your mandate as the people of Kenya in August 2027. This work begins immediately because the mandate we shall seek in 2027 must be matched by a program worthy of Kenya's future.
And therefore, I don't want to speak more. But our party, ODM, is not a weak party. We came to this coalition not because we are unable to fill the presidential candidate, not because we are not prepared up to grassroots. We are the largest party. Up to grassroots, we go up to polling stations. And we joined the government because we did not want our country to be taken over through demonstrations, the government to be changed through demonstrations. We want our country, the government of Kenya, to be changed through a democratic process, through the ballot box. It must be changed by Kenyans and all Kenyans. Therefore, we came in to stabilize the government, and that time my late brother was still the party leader of ODM, Raila Amolo Odinga. It is very, very unfortunate that we lost him at a time when we had just started this broad-based arrangement where we came in consciously. We were not forced by anybody to stabilize the government. And when we came in, we have been working. And there are policies of ODM which were coinciding with the policies of ODA and Kenya Kwanza. Some include housing. Some of them include universal health. And so on and so on. And I want therefore to tell you that since we came, those Kenyans who see and have ears to hear have noticed that ODM has made a difference in the governance of the country. And President Ruto has also welcomed ODM with two hands because he knows that ODM not only brings numbers, but it brings quality. So I want to say that as we move on forward, those who thought that ODM was going to be swallowed, I tell them, oh, ODM is not going to be swallowed. As we start on, we are starting on a framework, and the President has told you that there is a team which is working on policies. Those policies must be clear that it is a combination of the policies of ODM and the policies of Kenya Kwanza order. That must be clear. And then there will be a framework team which will now work on the coalition, which will include sharing of power.
Asense mwende omurai w'ekiama kia DCP Rigathi Gachagua nigagendere n'enchiri yaye yokubunia omurai ose oburai bwense asamwana inse yoburai bwaye ukona kurense muye bunge ya Narok East County ya Narok Gachagua asaya bwatikene n'obochori oborene bw'umwaka ogocha nigaherere buna nigokira abekeminano igati ya William Ruto amona bakenya.
Mimi jana nilisema huyu mtu anaitwa Mohamed ndio anatumika katika cover up ya mauaji. Pale Mount Elgon kuna mtu anapigania kiti ya bunge ya Mount Elgon anaitwa John Wasama. Alipiga ripoti kwa polisi mara 5, akasema maisha yake iko kwa hatari, na akasema yule amemtishia kumuua. Polisi hawakuchukua hatua yoyote, ameuawa. Mpaka wa sasa yule aliandika report alimutisha atamuua, hajakamatwa. Huyo mtu amesema hakuna pahali atapelekwa kwa sababu analindwa na Kipchumba Murkomen. Kuliko akamatwe, aandike statement. Murkomen ametuma Land Rover ya polisi Land Cruiser 6 kwa boma ya huyo kiongozi kumchunga. Mimi nataka niseme Bwana Amin, wewe umehangaisha Wakenya. Watu wanauawa kama kuku. Kazi yako ni cover up. Kazi yako ni kuzuia wale watu wanaumiza Wakenya. Tunakuambia pale Mount Elgon, na mimi mwenyewe nitafika huko, ni mobilize watu ya Mount Elgon wa demand ya kwamba yule ameua huyu mwanasiasa lazima akamatwe. Na wewe Murkomen na Ruto mumesumbua Kenya ya kutosha. Hii maneno ya mauaji, juzi polisi wameua watu, wamekamatwa, wameachiliwa. ati DCI anasema ati niseme OB namba ni gani? Hakuna OB namba. Walikamatwa, hakufika police station. Walikamatwa, Murkomen akasema waachiliwe. Sasa hao ni wauaji. Maafisa ya polisi wameua mama daktari, na saa hii wamefichwa na Murkomen na polisi. Mimi nataka niambie polisi, wale ambao mnaua watu, mwaka ujao nikiwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, mtakamatwa na mtaenda kotini. Na mimi niambie wewe Mohamed Amin, wewe tutakuchunguza next year. Ile cover up umefanya mauaji Kenya, mashamba Kiambu inaibiwa, wewe unafanya cover up. Hakuna kitu yote inaendelea uchunguzi Kenya. Kazi ya Mohamed Amin ni cover up ya mauaji na ukora ambayo inaendelea katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na wewe kwanza ulikuwa umefikisha miaka ya kwenda nyumbani, ukaongezwa contract na Kasongo, ndio uendelee kufanya cover up. Kwa hivyo mimi nauliza watu ya Mount Elgon, msiogope huyo Murkomen. Demand haki. Lazima huyu kiongozi ameua huyu mwanasiasa akamatwe na ashitakiwe aende kotini, kwa sababu haya ni mambo ambayo yawezekana. Leo ni tarehe 10 mwezi wa 8 mwaka ujao, siku kama leo tarehe 10 mwezi wa 8 tutaamuka mapema tupeleke Kasongo nyumbani. Harambee! Safari ya kufukuza Kasongo aende nyumbani imeanza hapa na Rock East, ambaye ni mwaka moja kuanzia leo ndio tutapeleka Kasongo nyumbani, ambaye amehangaisha Wakenya na amehangaisha jamii ya Masai. Rift Valley, mnajua hii mtu anaitwa William Ruto alitoka hapa kwenu, na hapa chini mahali inaitwa Sugoi. Sasa watu ya Rift Valley, mko tayari kupokea hiyo mtu yenu akae huko? Si namna hiyo. Lakini niliambiwa na watu ya mahali inaitwa Sugoi, hata kama tunasema tunataka kumrudisha nyumbani, wakaniuliza, kwani nyinyi ni wabaya kiasi gani? Mwizi akishikwa anapelekwa jela ama anarudishwa nyumbani? Anapelekwa jela ama anarudishwa nyumbani? Aende jela asiende? Afungwe asifungwe? Wacha tunasema afungwe, afungwe, afungwe.
Nani alisema vijana wapigwe risasi Mungu? Nani ameharibu masomo? Nani ameharibu matibabu? Nani ameharibu ukulima? Nani amepora mali ya Kenya? Nani amenyakua Iwaso Kedon? Nani ameharibu biashara ya mchanga? Kasongo aende asiende? Kasongo aende asiende?
Sisi tunajua tumeanza safari na Mheshimiwa Rigiji alali, na tunataka tuambie wale jamaa ambao ndio principals wa United Opposition ya kwamba our community imeungana na Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, na hatutaki tena waanze kukonfusiwa na ile maneno inaitwa Azimio. Sisi tulikuwa kule kwa Azimio, tukabeba masufuria tukazimia kule, sasa wanakula kule minofu. Mnataka tena turudi kwa Azimio kweli? Azimio riswa!
2027 tukipiga kura tuende nyumbani, hatuwezi linda kura. Sasa watu wa Narok East, nyinyi mnafunzwa kulinda kura yenu? Mnafunzwa kulinda kura? Nataka tuambie Kipchumba Murkomen, 2027 tarehe 10 mwezi wa 8 tutaenda kwa polling station. Tutapigia Alfred Keliolare akuwe mbunge, tutapigia Rigiji akuwe rais, na tutaenda nyumbani. Tutakaa mpaka kura ihesabiwe kwa vyovyote vile. Alafu tukisema hivyo anasema ati atatushika. Nimeambia Murkomen, kama unataka kushika, enda shika bibi yako, sisi hapana wanawake yako. Kweli ama uongo? Kweli ama uongo? Na kwa sababu ako na tabia ya kutumatuma polisi ati washike Kagusha sijui ashike nani, nimemwambia akienda nyumbani aende ashike bibi yake, hapana kushika wanaume kwa town. Hiyo haiwezekani.
Asense mwende abaraine abagwate ni barense muyage siasa ya linda mwananchi kurora gongorwa Western ni goba chiramo na koeneke kogenderera koigerera na gutinana n'abakenya asamagana ao kwene kibuno mu Kenya tari kunereriwa ne serikali erobisi bakorwa no mubunge ya bwensemo ya bunge ya Bumula ime county ya Bungoma Jack Wamboka nigo bairero buna nigo bari magiga yo Senator Edwin Sifuna asaba mu kire serikali ase ugotaikirania chira chae.
Mr. President, we don't want to make you a big lie like you lied to Kenyans. President of the Republic of Kenya. You lied to Kenyans that you are going to Singapore, and you lied to Kenyans that you are staying in 2060. We don't believe in Singapore, that is fake news. And we don't believe in 2060, that is fake news. Because this evening, Aluya, Aluo, Akikuyu, and any other person is missing SAPA. That is the immediate problem. Is missing school fees. That is the immediate problem. You have no way, you have no house to pay. That is a problem. So you can't tell us 2060 when this evening we are lacking food. We need those immediate functions done by this government. We have our respected Mwazes who have reached, we call them the Luya political ancestors. Honorable Atwoli, what you are remarking on the youthful leadership of this that's going to take over this country is really unfortunate and uncalled for from a person of your age. I never knew that the fools also grow old. We believe that the youths are going to take over this country. We are going to have a youth who is going to be His Excellency the President. He's going to plan the youth to take over. You cannot tell us that the work of the youth is to go and pick a gun, join the army, and atulinda inji. By the way, Atwoli, tutalinda inji tukiwa State House. That is the decision we have made. And I want to thank the young generation of this country for accepting without coercion to support Edwin Watenya Sifuna. We may not be having money, but we are moving. We have gone over 16 rallies, more than those who have money, and they have not gone for 4 rallies. And the Kenyans, we want to thank Kenyans. Our pay bill is open. Thank you very much, Kenyans, for giving us that money. You know, when you give us 12 million, if we divide by 2 million, those are 6 rallies. So as we talk today, Kenyans have paid for us. The Homa Bay rally, they are paid for us. The Meru rally, they are paid for us. Any other rally that we are going, around the next 6 rallies, we are comfortable and we are coming.
I want to appreciate our presidential candidate because he's tackling issues in Western Province that are bedeviling our people. Issues from industries, collapse of industries. Mumias is collapsed, Zoya is collapsed. And who is doing this business? It's William Ruto. William Ruto is using these Waindis to do business. Yeah, beneficiaries of Nzoia selling Nzoia is Speaker Moses Wetangula. Okay? Yeah. That one we must speak as it is, because actually our economy has gone down in the hands of these leaders. Pan paper went down when who was the speaker, who was the senator of Bungoma? Moses Wetangula. Yeah. And as a senator, you can refuse that you cannot sell this. Zoya went down. Now I'm told, it's alleged that because of that he has a new house. Where now he's calling all Bungoma people to go and see the house. Shame on him, honestly. Now, Rai is not milling in Zoya. He's taking this sugarcane elsewhere in Kakamega, ama wanapeleka huko juu. Our people are suffering. Even to get just a permit to cut your cane, it is now a problem. So those are the issues Honorable Sifuna, His Excellency, the 6th, is addressing. You saw him address these issues. And we believe him. Because in his public life, Sifuna would have used his opportunity, his position to acquire from the public. He has not. Sifuna has been Secretary General for 10 years of ODM. In ODM, we know people who used to sell certificates to get money. He has not been part of that racket. You know, he's been a senator for now coming to 5 years, just like Obama was in the United States. We have not had a scandal about Edwin Sifuna. But when some of our leaders were in those positions, you remember when Wetangula has been, you know, I heard him talk of track record yesterday. And it's laughable. What track record does Moses Wetangula has? No, he doesn't. When Moses Wetangula was chairman of electricity regulatory, you know, a committee which I chaired the other day, until the other day, found him unfit to hold public office. Public Investment Committee, when Speaker Moses Wetangula was the chairman between 1997 going into 2002, they found him unfit to hold office because of the things he had done at the Kenya Electricity Regulation Board. He was a lawyer for Nzoia Sugar, Miwani, all these sugar industries around this place. Is that the track record he wants us to believe? In fact, if someone were to go to court today, Moses Wetangula is not fit to hold any public office. So he should stop giving us a lecture about being prudent. When he was Minister for Foreign Affairs, the biggest monumental scandal of our time in foreign missions was a time when Moses Wetangula was Minister. Up to date, that issue is unresolved. Yes, he sold embassy lands in Japan, Egypt, Tokyo, I don't know where. He cannot lecture Edwin Sifuna about track record. So is that the track record we want? No, thank you. When Moses Wetangula was in the Senate, and there was this motion to impeach Sonko, the guy went and took money from Sonko. Yeah, you can ask Sonko. Just in a span of 20 minutes after taking money, he went and voted against Sonko. In integrity terms, how do we describe that? If that is the track record Wetangula wants from Edwin Sifuna, no. We are giving Kenyans a clean man. Sonko is still crying. And when he was asked, he said, taking from a man who has stolen is restoration. I don't know what. Yeah. So we believe in what Edwin Sifuna is saying. And when he said the Mumias sugar factory will go back to its glory, it has to. Zoya, we've said it time and again, Rai, you are living on borrowed time. The day they announced Edwin Sifuna at Raila Odinga Stadium in Nairobi, the first thing Majimbo and I will do here is to take over Nzoia Sugar. Yeah. Before we regularize it, in government terms, that Nzoia will be back to the people. Our people are suffering. These people lied to us. I'm now waiting for Ruto to come to Nzoia and say, Sasa Nzoia is working.
Eye ni Ensoko TV, uboroso bw'umugusi. Magega ya televishoni ya Ensoko wikasero yao kwanyoribaga ligi yaliyokuralia asegete sena mbeyemo imena isiko yeliroba liyagusi onye kubwa tokuralia bukwenyulia ogukwa gose okubonchuria bono na bokonyoribaga lyabene liyokuralia asegete senieke asoliguri liyakibusani tolikere gose twakere simigwetire namba yaito yobonchuria 0788666662. Je, una ndoto kufanya kazi ugaibuni? Mwakala wa ALM tutakuwezesha kutimiza ndoto yako. Tunatoa ajira katika nyanja mbalimbali kwenye mataifa ya Qatar, Meke za Kiarabu, Saudia, Bahrain, bara Europa, miongoni mwa mengine.
We are legally registered by the National Employment Authorities and we are licensed to do manpower recruitment for different countries. Currently, we are reaching companies in UAE, in Qatar, Russia, and we are hoping to enlarge our boundaries.
Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kwa nambari 0721151500 au 0729690571 au unaweza kutembelea katika ofisi zetu zilizoko jijini Nairobi katika jumba la Delta House, orofa ya pili, chumba nambari 204 katika barabara ya University Way.
Tupigie simu utimize ndoto yako ya ng'ambo. Karibuni sana.
Nuganete betri uratumia segari yao ebetri ugucakirimo ugakweba ebetri ulegene cinga kichonsi ebenga kiyeliberera gusenga kiyobokendu tawe candika Autobat Kenya Limited no tuligigiga asinginchao nigo tokorosia na koni chibetri uratumia cinga kichonsi chibetri uratumie asegari enke ebasi no nyaneli kurukuru.
Tunakupitia pale kwa gari yako, tutahakikisha tumeweka na tumekupimia charging system ya gari na pia tumekupimia battery na kila kitu itakuwa iko sawa.
Alright. Sasa na ikileta shida kabla hii warranty ishe itakuwa namna gani?
Ikikusumbua kabla ya warranty utakuja, alafu tukishaiangalia tutakupatia battery ya kushikilia tukiendelea kuangalia yako.
Talia yoka na battery yechinguru.
Battery ya Autobat ni battery ambayo ni spill proof. Kumaanisha hiyo battery haimwagi acid ile ambayo iko ndani. Hiyo battery imetengenezwa na calcium. Kama vile tunajua calcium hainanga water loss. Kumaanisha sasa hiyo battery hakuna wakati ambayo inakauka hiyo acid.
Asamange twakirisimi namba 0739697855.
Kwa wale watu wakuja mstatiwa, wachana na battery kama hizi. Tumia Autobat. Battery ni Autobat.
Chinsa isato asomborobero oboremi nobotugi ekeroture semia mange kura sabaremi chini gongoro kwa petrol machin
asomborobero oboremi nobotugi ime Ensoko TV oboroso bwomoguse. Eye Ensoko TV oboroso bwomoguse.
Karibu nendo mwanchumu origereria mambia ya bono chidakika ni 10 muchioka cha tigere chirage chinsa isano chia bono mambia somurobero yega bwe Etorobini ase twasoire asense moyende ya kabere mambia ya bono astra chigo soa asense meyega eriko kwanira ayagendera teme yense ngokwenyeri na matukatigaire chimya isato 58 gusamba tuko 364 ainara matukatigaire bosibwa bochorio bonene bo mwaka ogocha bochorio bokorekana mutienyo 8 stariki ni 10 umwaka w'echilifu 2025 na kabere igobono ni sabali ya chakire na matuko achakire kokeana gosetu achakire kubara ama tuko bosibwa bochorio bonene na mange nagenderete kokorekana amange nagenderete kwenekiwa boigo amange nagenderete kukwanirwa mono ase serikali erabisi na bwikuru sensemeria ekwamereria serikali aina turachukwanira asobwagare mambia ya bona turachikosanga no yokoriye kirokyo bwa MCA kurwa ase ward ye Chitago Borabu ensemo ye bunge ya South Mogrange County ne ya Kisii aserieta Benson Nyaega na kiribya mweri bagemambia bono agukwania gosogeria abo enga kitugo chake nkwani yeito tosanga sobwamo wetera sinchire yo mutandao bwekerera sesemo ya YouTube Ensoko TV na boigo asena mbya mawasiliano na rano chikonyora libagali wake simi na boigo chaka gutuma ujumbe yagenyenge namba nigere noti sano na ibere isano na isatu isano na isatu isano na momwerio omwerio beka isatu. Karibu sana ime Ensoko TV nkagerete na yegosene ntunda ya gatatu gose ne yakane ayatori mogeni ime Ensoko TV lakini na kire bya kwani yango mwancho molireli emambia yeiga
mbia mono maralia soko ngaligani esamere tankoro ku Benson linde manono nyaigane lia tata asengi boire ni gali Nchoro Chitago Ward South Mogrango constituency Kisii County njengo noyo o Jacobo MCA Chitago Ward 2027 kare ikire embiama
again tukekare kogo kia bange go segekare kongo kinkelina twekirenga kielina kero yo mocha kere go chenchia title go sebuna kweroka asenge nchokorenga nayo atebre na numu MCA ogocha koba abande bari bagotabana I am the acting MP ninche umu MCA ntenenera ninche umobunge ntenenera ninche umu governor ninche umu senator ntenenera yani aso bwengena mwebekiro bisi nonyero bochorio bonene botara korekana kyungi community
nchetin that acting nchena te boyo go chako because as much as umurai na umobe na roro asekero nande ningeringa go skolioro na ekero chinga kichao chiko ikoro murai ngo sikole iko neba nga tara akora buya musigete na kimoere telibaga akore pakekera bana inji bago cyo chenji bange chinguru chishoko munyake omo MCA Chitago Borabu ona kinate very deliberately nga njeno yo chako omo MCA 2027 asebona iga ngona okwana abantu baminto ngona ko bahali kaniso borayo buya
ekero to chake nkwane etemambia bono no nya tutaraswa ase wodi Chitago Borabu nigo to chake nkwana ne national conversation kerikendera time yense emambia bono na tukukwana iga ege karonkere kendera tensemo ya Naivasha kiyakoreta amensemo ya Kenya kwanza unyar Kenya kwanza ni bwate byama ebinge ekiyama kyomo nogerwe bunge ya Senate no kerime Ford Kenya no kerime monogerwe bunge nene amone byama binde N5 aro chiki ya korkante Musalia Mudavadi nwali lakini rero iga nigagwa kerego ko ekiyama kia UDA na ekero kolierege karekigia ya Kenya kwanza amone kiyama kia ODM bari bodi yamwe begenete na barabwo nyagose Raila Odinga niga batigete ase serikali negekora ba chiramo erigo sira serikali yeye lakini ekerenge kenene kige karekeiga number 1 no korosia manifesto aiga no tugo chakire mambia bono korengana nige karokia igoro no murai wense buna kwanete na wigo murai wiki amakerkia ODM Oburu Oginga Odinga atebete na twarosire manifesto igo senkoro story team y'abantu batano kurekia makio ODM batano Kenya kwanza batano bachamo barosi manifesto ne manifesto yiga nere guchia kubara buswe bochori obone nege minetina campaign guchakira of course soon umwaka ugocha lakini manifesto kieye ekoronsigwa because Kenya kwanza amba bwate manifesto ni manifesto yiga nero egendrata gutumekwa asinga kichinga bune chiga akarona ande manifesto ndegocha onyore ni gotwach no nyore astwa chakirete enga kielia William Ruto ari koligia ikiruge kiga kyoburai nkigia chenjire
ntenda tevenga bona iga korenga amna ndigeretia mangana ko korekana especially bune mekutanire Naivasha ngeringe gasi eganire okorerwa banenchi abekiru kando onege tore plan yaro egendete post 2027 after elections era unfortunately kiara this was one kubora ninkolinge manifesto ya rosetu na Kenya kwanza abale sekero kubona ya beire implemented to the letter
kereke
mugikirani ndi tomayako chaka ko kuligerie yende ya after 2027 ngakiora achake kwagacha enyomba oikigati toranye kora otebena nintete kwagacha musingi bwe nyomba ende this wali ndinge yende erotara akora kwagacha umurobulio enoroli because nimaitenga manifesto ya Ruto na Kenya kwanza tera implemented yo zipi in fact ngagerete onye ikire 50% ne bat asinale taraba asinale ya beire aro we give credit where is due asinale ya beire asagusu asande na rane ne tarakora taraba implemented ono ndo chingera very unfortunate onye abarai balengerete wake sabu ya 2027 batara kure gasi baetwe contract ya 5 years. Manifesto is a contract kwa abantu ese period yorochorire and nase katiba ya Kenya contract it is 5 years 5 years 5 years. Wana tora kore contract kwa eta abantu mukarikana bagagochora in 5 years. Tindo chinganege into keregi chisemi kocha gotolikina ande manifesto ende. In fact this word travel ne karato tabiri ende nkoronga ikwa yikiri tumago discussion nyinyike ganiri. Oyete ganiri in fact kore ri entanga ni kwanza tumago twara ni a new discussion. Ikina kinchenda tebekiri benge byani.
Aso kubwatara negati ya Kenya kwanza na ODM. Ubo kimamba roro. Asengencho kiama kyo ODM ekerokolireria magendera togosukuma sana banyore ekerogo kyomokonyi bomurai wense asengencho bakiramo kubwaterana igeminatina gwikababagane enusu kero gategerera oburu ukwigwa batabana ata sisi tunataka power na power yebatugete igeminatina nukubagana gatikati ayoire ensemeye na hinchingire ensemo eyeiga obo kimambo rega
ikigenderete ari political survival igenderete ikiera kero mundu yaganeti atwaliri bagase government yegocha anyore getali one of the bogimambori are because the moment togocha kumwa kondo nyanga there is another way mune yachire ya Sifuna got a lot of more power than our sekerogo. They might also come and bargain for a cake there. Politics yo maite na arode enjire korani in Kenya abande baganya gutuma baits banyore etimu none ODM etimu nere abendere se Sifuna linda mwananchi abande barasa serikali. What does it mean? It means ngana abarega kero muntu neri bagako na koliki. So
arigijinera kor mweno nera nagendera togosukuma sana
nagendera togosukuma bono tingote banga bugimambo romo no gento kendete ga political survival and resuscitation of a dead political horse ndate kiera bono oremna bono murai bwense onyoro chinga manifesto ya ita implemented buya Wikari bari bakono komokora resuscitation matikero monda girekire muri kumwira moja likegima mokora motema tiatora atema ko sinabe
first aid yali abwangu bwangu
first aid onere gendere to kona gokorwa torenga ki nabe moyo. I think there is no life but they are trying to create life. Yes.
Na ekero tokoligereria asobora yobwe bwabono ama tukotokote baboni gan 364 lero likwera atikire 363 days boswa bochorio bonene bwo mwaka ogocha no chote bena labda murayo yega gose taraikirani gento gete egento nkerekere otabana ase serikali ya bono nigonda achiko yenyura ase ngincho yekerareti 1 2 3 asobora ibwa bono insi ya Daktari William Samoei Ruto egento ekemo gose bibire biria na hora achiko munyura na birebyo nonye ko rasa semere kwa miria serikali ekerekyo otabana ekerekyo yekiranire enyo ntara kore keneke lakini ase kerekyo ekemo bas ni munyura na kerekyo
muswahili ngotabaranga mugala muwe na kiumpe nabo asoma na boranya ese kerenge kenene bintu mbiri bitaraba lakini nende bintu mbiri bikebiyabere again tonda ndatebe ndache kumunyora personally njo monyene nkiringo temira sa kunyara kwa kishanga development projects che country kubachiri distributed fairly across the country njenara atawire Mount Kenya and for a fact power is sweet when it is close to you.
Ekrobora
iboranga na no buyana and no ones. Chipare chirkerase they don't need any more projects ya roads.
Mount
Kenya region. Bigger part of Mount Kenya region. Lakini kwa road seito kwa muna South Mogrango road. Chipara echire chimbe because bura mbanya kwa bange na setole. But rende
keroko bwacha ndo chena eramin chiparango nyago chejire kieni
asinga ntyo bora ibwaye lakini ngotanga bono fairly distribution ya resources ya chake korekana akyake achinse mochinde chiense chitarenge korekana bo
na South Mogrango na asinga ntyo mbona nero gwate obu majority wipu mwino.
Yes. Well, those are some of the advantages chia power. Egento kenenda atebe atemire in sports ebitibi yaraga achiru Kenya. For the longest oligemu Atlanta Stadium na ngorigereria notwithstanding the cost can be inflated mate ngota batolenga ki emocha norora lakini digeri kerege laske wata mache nusu torre same side digeria macha yale makenza na be cost ya benga tiaring the relevant cost ya tumekete. I'm using an example of Atlanta Stadium but that stadium is phenomenal. negeti kero siribuya sana kera chigutumika na abantu baitu na abana baitu bechigosori. There are a few things he has done ekemo bibere ara nyuru nonye binge mbira akoreka. Yes.
Na ekero togusuka mutu ase ensemo yende okunganchirangi gore document irega kere koroke because politics nera tote bana it is a game of numbers buna bana kurasa ensemo ekwamiria serikali and of course no chukwanerekyo abantu abange sana opposition ya tuwa abantu of course linda mwananchi ondeta yo maitena nainde ensemende kurwa linda mwananchi nero ne chigwe sokya ka ntubwate Rigathi Gachagua ntubwate Kalonzo Musyoka Justin Muturi olio pia new Peter Munya Kormoino ntubwate babo Eugene Wamalwa gocha so opposition buna bogonya gokia nigagendrete kugalia but then ase ensemelia na gochamo aigabono no muchando karomo nene sana of course kwete Rigathi Gachagua gatebana monto gete soka nae etume nae genda sigete karachaka korunka urara sangereri gatorere na ki irengora chorete chikura chinga ni usomo baronga ni na kira chorete mesa monto gete nae soke tiga gwikaranza nae gende karakariga so that asingite sabali eyoko Rusia uyorobisi tari gento kere 1+2 iguru yengane yiga abara imbale bali bagerete na no Rigathi Gachagua taganirwo kwane ngabune yu eni nchira yamo yugwatana na ensemo ya United Opposition liba baganirwo kwana se eliogelimo
mbia mono morali nanche ntate ko kwana from my own perspective tali opinion ya monto ndokwensi it is my own and I'll be accountable for my own opinions nanche karonkoli opposition ndata have statement irega everybody of us who is in opposition except Gachagua. Because this region of balkanization ya bantu kubeka bantense meyamo is not a national image ego chakura sabarai and that's why sometimes nkora Matiang'i is a bit pragmatic njira akora is a bit liberal nkolengeli ya chinse mochonzi. Let me give you a thinking mbwate goro ekwerende. Gachagua is lucky because this regional marginalization now what the numbers from Mount Kenya. What about those good leaders? What about the numbers from the area?
Lakini barabara yaba ya. Eba netina barabara ya kuruziko pa mmego choka. Matiang'i ne achiko podi chikura nka who is a normal kisi person without Mogere. It is not possible. But Gachagua na about the bigger numbers kubwa Matiang'i. One bago chaka eba ocho ikase a table elikera bago discuss who should be the flag bearer. Bago leta the card ya numbers from the region. They'll vote good leaders out because they have numbers. So I think that is in a fight because of his selfish interests. So because leadership, you are not going to lead your region. A president is a leader of the whole country. But tribes registered as we speak. You create a national image. Yes. We lock our regions. But what about people? Honorable Sifuna, who is appearing to be a strong candidate. Kore region yae, Renaro, he has good numbers. We cannot Mudavadi no cover stronger like him. Kore Western ngatawa numbers. Nawate his own votes. The speaker Wetangula nawate his own votes. So toko Sifuna the task yoko and lock Western. We had Ngumuru stories go Nero Romia or have a good leader. I'm feeling that's not the kind of way that Nchenda atake to the presidency. Let us create a national image. Ngakero Mondo Naro as this journey. In fact, even our brother Matiang'i, I could have advised him, if possible, Atabi akina Kibagendi and the team, but the other people from outside. Taganya korekananga na one meeting ilipata caucus ya benyene they cannot speak Kiswahili or English, they only speak in their mother tongue. But a group enene ukwana a national language yokobeka the whole country together. Another thing that it is good that we discuss on how we can convert the numbers to as meeting which votes. Asenge incho abange ni gobaigene tena buna wana tutume kumubwekano asensemu ya linda mwananchi ekero ukolireria bwangu ya chakero gutwara umubaro omonene sana nekero ukolire umubaro uri abange baigene tena na nonyinya gusera Raila Odinga na bwatu umubaro bwabantu abange sana lakini ekero yarwika litukoliri gwake kura umubaro uri tobete converted
to vote.
To vote.
I think that is the most worrying thing. Ikiragende rioto kosa mono. Kuetani kendi gionse. Because abantu barali muntu naro gocho mukutano. Maina benga bona yesa alengweta. Abantu bari bangocha bagwati yesa sinje bari nenchara. Yara roche na yada abantu elifutane ndagera bamubwati.
Abande bari bari korana moyo.
Yesu ngo acha komorora. Hande babwati issue endele onzi oetani komorora. Abantu bari barengocha ikera yesa kuna okole because
bari no kokania
because abantu nabange bagocha semukutano. Not all of them bago support no na babisa ngocha bari bararanga kiti atorara ngumubego yonki awukwana batapwati any interest amona. Can we try to make sure kwamba abantu abatoko barra ababonzi tokora semukutano either linda mwananchi either bale na Matiang'i either bale na Gachagua either bale even the government bale na Ruto. Is it possible abantu abamba be converted to vote chira run a government? And that's the biggest worry. Ekaniri kopana muntu ndibonje okorigyo borai. Because no rige linda mwananchi na bako the crowds. Mbale kera crowds cha Raila. They are not even half. Yes, no, mbara ikera. I think kero analysis kete na roche there were only 2 people before President Renda akora mangana ya bantu bachake kumwanga. There were only people baka letire crowd yenene without any effort. Raila and Ruto. And Ndora care those crowds. But for our honorable Prime Minister Yoradi Nyasaye abeke nkoro ya asagia tabeta able to convert those numbers to votes. Likewise, this can be the same trend on Nyanturuchi kwa kin or now beyond kuna wake ruchim kobi tutabi abantu ngaki bwata chikura na ande to akechikura na ntolende chikura che.
The same question naenda akobori ekerokoliya ekerogeke yakyo MCA ase award ye chitago borabu because crowd se chiga nonye na rero iga andonsi asoko gende mikutano emesangerekana ebe ne kanisa ebe na matanga abantu ngocha bare gali bagushangiliana omuntu tobwatega iga Benson nyaega oinere twarorire from your side nkikeria gwakorire gose urachio kora kwenekiana abantu abaiga nyone bagochagali bari gochagalia gokogokiana osoke kurugalia kubwate chi video rero gobona turarite na kia kigwachagalia gwekubwate simu yago ose camera yago gali ubwate chi video bwake chibicha okubeka mutandao andonse asoko ando korokia gotebye abasani bago sabagisangina ma I have people I have followers I have this and this techikobana niko babwate asomusangerekano liri kwagana litukoliria gose liri ogosoka abande liko bakare gosoka basoka na abantu bonse kuchimoino so that echikoba convert echikobana niko chire voters gose number si real weterase a ballot umwaka ugocha because ne conversation ya bangi bagocha ba void but then that's the reality. Politics never think the perception and reality. Perception ne ibono muna watebire nko yandanga kiruchi nkobi mungwana aro seito. I think this is the 3rd time I was called. Na ba nko genda ba mutai na ebweka egiminate in 2017 2022 on a year on and ngoboli agochi yebon ani na temeta akaboli no MCA so bojumbe na boli to bojumbe bono MCA akaboli to MCA aboli to MCA agacho bojumbe bono MCA bono rule igoro chirense. I don't know the logic behind that. And I think in Chavange ni gobaigene tena konye wacha kakurunse ni gokorunse guchigo lakini tali orugoro na indira no gochinse kere yo kwaro kinga no bwatenda mwamugete yo borai tali ngano borai yo bonye no takete but that's beside the discussion lakini ndo na roche kya mubere tenkelinga na bayan ko ndase bamutenga na ibweka ama ina aruna ende kera chete wakachikure getokia ya kanya na bweka boya kere wondrojinga the reality don't on him nga na babantu bagotenga na ibweka but kwanyoranga siye tomba bwatokotera bagotebana muntu gete naire yes bagotera kabisa lakini wakanyora maene you don't have their support. What I'm doing personally nkelinga I'm facing reality. Ana bongo na te yabantu nga nchama ene onja enkunyalika no muna to kuana munga kera chinkopi kiana bongo kwana mangana maya bagoki lakini mioyo inotembu atipi na atakanga ki onye ngocha kobagoki munga kera chinkopi na kere kura. We face that reality in that manner to twara expectations mate kerode okolikyo borai abantu nabo kwa perception no twara expectations okanga bone chira lakini kwanyoranga maene kuranchi kolete nchiyo
bono na tebanga nche what I'm doing no ko face reality na tebe abantu baitonga kiyaya atari ngakichu wake na chinkobi onyobora ibororo bwabero bobe etokubo change asoko ba ideas chiko cha kubakonya totwaro bora yobia bono I'm trying to face that reality njo monyene without being swallowed with the wrong perception nga na akiru chinkobi ngabantu banteri na ndenyore kure chonchiyo. Yes.
Ekera tokoswa ase ense mobono yokworigereria igoro yingani ikera tukwanigiro ya numbers korangana ni kiumbe kia IEBC aso mwaka bwechile fibere merongebere nebere nigo twabwate 22,120,458 registered voters. Abunase nenga kiyo na bwangweiga ntwabete IBC yabete ko register new voters baringe 2.3 ose 2,345,476 registered voters gemineti na umubaruli olenge 22,120,458 bono mubaro yokiniro chile roughly around 24.5 million. Now ekarato swasi numbers ichiga enchira chigo chakobaganwa Mount Kenya block yoka kero koligereria uyo gashagwa korengana nero meta gotebana bono Mount Kenya ninche mbwate bono chikurechi 5.7 and of course ko komenta ni chiga chinyigo chiarachire Nairobi County yoka ibwata 2.4 Northeastern 1 million coast 2.2 of course abuno nani William Samuel Ruto of course abwate na bono na bwate Kingi na bwate Joho baba gocha Eastern Block ya Kalonzo niko bari 1.7 Western area 2.2 Rift Valley aigano muraibwe Nsakurwa niko bata 2.36 million Nyanza niko tukonye bekengi match county chonse pitia Nyanza ebe Busia ebe Kisii ebe Nyamira ebe Migori Kisumu and all that niko chire around 3.3 million ekrokoli eri numbers echiga for the first time nenyari kanena enere ngaki abakenya bagocha gwesoki waka chikura asobongera ande bake bune bwendete because ase miaka ya magiga murabana 2022 22 million lakini keroko toko kenda evidence tokora tena evidence kwa karatasi mubaro itu rwika yani no tachinya 17
in fact chikura chiage to last election chiarenge close to 14 million around 13 point something 14 million
game net almost 10 million
almost 10 million votes
nchiakiri
and muna kwa boli moralia onyendo waka chikura pia bado status quo na begoti karabnere I'm telling you with a lot of conviction because ditangani opposition negani agejisabu jabo mapema mapema sana because onyendo waka sabu mapema there is nothing that is going to change
ibakora tena kwaje to kwake sabu ngwake role sabu
because one thing that is a fact njena nongo colleagues Mount Kenya na bagoteba I'm using that as an example na bagoteba ngasobo maene burayo bondo buro chingambia bure ndo to change lakini onyo monto yo itokuru kugashabonero ko berese ballot ndo wakoro
ne sababu ene na bakoro
is a bit dictatorial and then ko digiare ko beka abantu baba against the bigger ibisakubinde biense ono mpata geti that image
yani mwikoyo metari class especially asense mu yubunchereri okugenda gusina ate to invest kusina ate ko invest Kisumu na ate to invest west in short igane tubwa mate obuyane bisakwebibi
exactly yani iganga yes iganga umuntu wake keyboard ese ekwaya lakini abantu batengo akiri konderera yokwira ko turanderera ndo gotegerera I think inero
I think keyboard
otobugerie to korera agura lakini ukubata dikono korandi aron to koletiki ndo
twaralire twachire
ono just imagine a scenario whereby akoyegu abe a picky flag ya opposition definitely we have failed
maambia
mapema sana chikule cha koreki cha salikire number 2 on numbers Mount Kenya they have 5.7 million maybe now 6 million plus because abantu baraba yabaso but maden ndoko ignore the effort of the outgoing president who is supporting Fred Matiang'i party leader ya Jubilee His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta na about influence yae na ndizara kuana na akirete
Rit kolirago chagotenene ga
kwana ega kwana
yogo chakomanyana ngaibona abantu bali.
Yes. Mate nabo politics a day as a politics is like a year. Tokuma yangangi yakoba asilituka siasa. And it yago chagotenata banga this the direction I want to take. Nabo chakonyoranga partly Mount Kenya wachire se direction yae. Wana bakonyoranga kiritu akete ne block atago iru abantu nande bachagire kuyepaga. As we speak, no changa bantu Mount Kenya East, they are arguing here, but I go part of the opposition.
Yeah, man.
Akinaruku, Embu, and Meru. Yes, once you put the tunapasua mulima. We don't know mpaka next year effect the narrative we are because it can be bigger. Ntopa swallowed na current events tuwebenga mambi na korotaki nero. With the numbers ya blocks I want to sing tukane tobe very careful. Tukane tobe very careful asing into blocking yenero ne bwate effect kiara ndoma itimo ambio nero mate diante benga the current president nero master of those kind of politics. Nero maite those kind of politics mnachikoba kiara one nero o designed Mount Kenya ebwata na Rift Valley ebeke the outgoing president. He did the same akasoa sekero. One yade za
kona wate blueprint ya Kregent
sana. One as we speak the Somali community bagenda to be registered as voters. And I know that data they have captured.
Yeah, but
there are more than 3 million voters from that community as we speak. And if we have
ndwale na tebana ekerenga kiaye kenene of course kurase semu ya Somali community no kwene kina nkore terabare Dr. William Samoruto chimilioni sano abange bakubori na chimilioni sano ngaichikorwa kurwa se Somali community.
It is possible. It is possible. That is where we are going to come. Politics.
Of course, the population ya Kenya ya kini ni watu warege 45, 50 boni ngabari to around 55 million.
55 million.
Tukanyite the next census ya karikana.
And one funny thing, na abantu baito from a community unata batinde kuiro italia. Baro umete mbabu ati abantu ogenda se bamenyete nyumba na benyombe ngana mne studio ya ita, lakini mmoja abantu na 20 bamenyo toro. So there are big numbers. And the unfortunate thing in Kelinga Kingdom might move Somali Kenya na Kiole. Is it safe for us? You see some of those things, they play into effect. These blocks, we don't count on them. Let us go and tell every voter, kero mwananchi ngaki manifesto zetu kwa kora nei. Ngendo to change neki. Even the BBA blocks, na bachiko tokonya calculating ngaitora ina level. Lakini tobe ke margin irense so that eto igorobo ngo kuligichikura mono. Ndobe kanga our brother Matiang na what 3.3 million. Abagere we don't know. One they have 4 ministers. What if whatever ngandu in this government? Yes, what knows what they are news. China bijinchiketi. So you see keroko na koligere.
Amina mira na turko manyana no nyana bagabara opposition ondenare ora chamincho keiga.
Atabenga nchena so irali. So there are a lot of things chiko na siasa chika nento calculate without looking at the numbers. Numbers can be good because politics is numbers. But the numbers can lie when you are looking for a national seat. Chinamba na bojo ngaina otabenga ninje bueka. Bona anairire. Lakini by the time wika ngabono chikura ngechi onyorenga onye nkwari yeti kuro kategemea na roche ntwa batikura chingana iga abana konyoranga wakotreki kwa gure asikwarengo cha kweta. We don't rely on those numbers. They njito information. Ngaki toko genda western chikura toko chikurigi oro ni chikure namba gete. Ntutu wake sabi yeto ngaki western iga bawe chikura 4 million. Ntoka nturiki 2 million. Echijinde tikara 2 million abande baba kanenga orangora iga tutwale ntuntu wate 2 million chaito. That can help us. Lakini nto tikara mayo ngaki Nyanza ntupate 3.3 million. Totebenga bono matiangi wachina 3.3 million. Alafu John Mbadi atabenga ki wacha bakane chaito. Chaito na njira se 3.3 million. It will be a lie to us.
Enkwana nera ika kusingana nera ika vangia kerogo tegerera millennials Gen Z's kubaga tebana ambra watebre na bono lu Nyanza mbaga tapa waziri bana ndo that. Barabuni ko babare tena oinoyomo ekurobwate konye John Mbadi neyemo ekurobwate konye Opio Wandai neyemo ulio ura serikali buna bono nkwaroche Western bagotebia babo Atuoli Musalia Mudavadi kugoche uyo kurukuna lera Moses Masikwetangulana ekurobwate neyemo ayekabaga bura kinyumanyena nae bwekorororo intwe ntoli naye asengane yo because whatever na bako ba serikali and all that gimenetina chikuranchire bago china chirecho lakini bali begerete na hebwe korororo tiako bari kura ya nororo na inchabono kwambalire ase ballot ne kura yane
ndete otabe go morali iyo siasa yo motandao. The reality is no chino engine ziaba by the time to the next year korore kero mondo so ire so Ishmael I got engaged in a very active member now. Je town in Nairobi go back to 100 meters akabo Manyala. As we speak, I got a youth leader for DM. Rotary Media Satellite cover. Alionia, they were very vocal. One I got as a UDA down. By the time to Okora, to next year, Genziba Mount Kenya, Abarasi Gashabu. Genziba Nyanzi, Abarasi Matiang. Genziba Western, Varase Sifuna. Genziba Ukambani, Varase Ase Kalonzo. At the end of the day, the problem ya bete, Gen Z, Keraba Chagete, in my opinion, about structure. They didn't structure themselves. Wherever they think we are partless, we are leaderless, we are all those lessons about it. At the end of the day, one of our child was swallowed. Ngora.
Na ndio chakira kwa bwata ni kuchia sensa ya Mogete.
Sensa Mogete. Ngora. By the time to ucha next year, ngora ndo bwati Gen Z narrative one to bwata a few of them but bwata the original idea bali batikarete, bwata idea ile ntangani nga Gen Z ndo ne korosyo bora yobujia. Lakini abange babo to kucha kontenga Gen Z ole kusi
mara kibasina erotabe ko roboniga wiranira sema
wirane Jubilee
lakini arolinge mamincha sana
lakini uligeli clips ya mara kibaso era mwenyana sana rata tanga if it is Jubilee I no long tintage tikende gyonse goze kana Jubilee wona ya kotera Jubilee baka bako kuminga baminto nande na ndikwa toreka
nkigia change
okaba Jubilee so you realize ultimately abanda was pingo cha kwa sababu balese tribal cocoon just balenge. So I'm praying and another challenge ya beta. Kero kuligere the data cha National Registry of Persons. Abantu were beyond 18 years, between 18 and 25 years in Kenya. They're the majority. IBC kaigore platform yoko register new voters. Ngwasoma data, we only registered 2.2 voters. 2.2 million voters.
Naba sebe sokete 2024 ba ringe more than that.
Can I tell you why? What? We are arguing mostly on social media, but practically can it go change na mate president kunyo social media. Presidency to kunyo change the ballot. Ne ballot ko bwate kura. Ononye Gen Z abana aba bali ko bwata kura. How are they going to change the leadership? One na bego takoba ko muto kuna ngotera Gen Z but ultimately Gen Z nyambali ko ba serious with the title the ba leta ba wabanyane na bego ta kusire gebe Gen Z iranete Gen Z aba gikoyo Gen Z aba usi Gen Z aba kamba Gen Z aba gere at the end of the day ndo twara borai boko change ne group ya Gen Z.
Okay.
Yes.
Asabono tiatura bwatera gabo tukwirana tugenda sumutimo komoke tukwirana bono ntoswe sense moye mungi ya South Mugrango ward ni chitago brabu and of course no chiko twerera so bagale nake abagaka bachi bagomanyete ngwegweta ba tulete bachi ba 3000 na kitinda manya mbale bachi ete state house mu barano renga ali omonge na totebi na kurense mo ya mbale bachi ete gose mbara bibali balro kanete muino gali because abarayi batena kire ward kogenda abantu barangirwa senyombe na nayo burayi wese na bakagenda kurenda iyo nigo tukwirana maiga yo mutimo komake tuchika kwanira ase obwagara tuchiko so ase ward istago bora bubona sabona tiango tarara siumiria ase chiduka na nyuma yabo nturane na yanda mange toskare ne TV ya Ensoko TV boroso bwo mugusi.
Eje ne Ensoko TV oboroso bwo mugusi. Magega ya televishoni ya Ensoko gwikasero yao kwanyoribaga ligi yaliokuraria asegete sena mbeyemo imena isiko yeliroba liagusi onye kubwa tokuraria bokwenyoria ogokwa gose okubonchuria bono na bokonyoribaga lyabene liokuraria asegete senieke aseriguri liakibusani tolikere gose twakere simigwitire namba yaito yobonchuria 0788 666662. Obutindi no bosombasi amate ninki kere tokore
asama rieta ngoro ko munyagitari bosire koru Betami Rehabilitation Center. Betami Rehabilitation Center togotoka asegusi ensemo ya Gesonso na Nairobi ga ogoche ensemo ya Ungatarunga Xerian Road. Ime ya Betami nigo togo konya abantu bari amaruna mariogo yogotindi asariri obongo bwabo. Togo konya abantu buna umwana funzi orenge kwende university ongere gotumia maruna mariogo yogotindi amosariri wano yakireke wango guikaru aligo. Panya oroyo onde orenge kwende kanisa otigire onge yakonywa mariogo yogotindi na amaru abasari. Erio twabaretaga Betami twabarwali erinde obugima bwabo bwirane gochaso obugima obi.
Twakirisimese namba 0706380913. Betami Rehabilitation Center lichibulio gukora chingatale ichiobutindu. Chuo Kikuu cha Tangaza tumebobea katika kozi zifuatazo: PhD in Education, Masters in Theology, Bachelors of Arts and Communication, Diploma in Law, Certificate in Counseling Psychology. Tunafundisha TVET courses kama vile ICT, Diploma in Teacher Education. Tunafundisha lugha ya Kifaransa na Kijerumani. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi katika anwani inquiries@tangaza.ac.ke au tupige simu kwa nambari 0722204724 au 0711713910. Unaweza kututembelea katika chuo chetu mji wa Karen, jiji kuu la Nairobi, Lang'ata Road. Tangaza University, kuelimisha akili, kugeuza mioyo na kubadili maisha. Obulimira bw'essiro y'obunda bwense kulenge tali nchirende onsira kurubulimi obuyoke enyolere libaga lya bene kwaegwa megelyo chisemi nobosemya iguru y'obulimi bwekerero n'ekikolinga
ase obolimi bochete skuru nobotigi bokumerwa mate
tebone ng'ombe bune yengiya
gaja konyana eyinsimegete nterangete amaraba ekonete ikonya kukina yo kamaraba konya kuyana nganya kwama buya
beka chibuti imokyo bokombe tosemogondo bweli nebisumwime na pathway machine
Kile sukuri ya Jumaine chinsa ni bere chamuragoba wika chinsa isato asomoro bere oberemi nobotugi ekero turesemia mange kura saberemi chini gongoro kwa pathway machine
asomoro bere oberemi nobotugi ime Ensoko TV oboroso bw'omugusi. Eye Ensoko TV oboroso bw'omugusi.
karibu na ndo mwanchomo rire mambia bono eri twendere kwemanya amange niko twatigera sebono tukira na se wodi ekitago borabu guchakira gukwanira enkwana umuraibwense narangeria abali bagokonya umugambi baturita ndo that na barabona bachaye konyora ngeri chilfu isato guchakira mutinyo yiga ugatano na gatatu kurwase wodi yago mbarenga bagenda osemba agenda gusemba chieti ando and at the same time libolire gandiri na ine yegane chiko konya guchenchia amagimabo ase ebinyoroma ali ase ngencho kireke nyoroma nyete una gwate una ogende Kiambu obokongwo omuntu ori Kiambu abwate na botabwe kana no muntu kari gusensia aya imalia nabo igo ikiorokererio geke iga umuraibwense agendere tokora nabo yokurangiria abantu guchia se nyumba y'umuraibwense
Tomba kurwa se wodi ane I don't have the clear numbers, but I'm sure mbalengoro because abantu balinga na bange yento yakabere aba tulete wali barangirete bona bakabe kijiji egasi bakora nengia mono ekaneri ko appreciated nande unanadanga mugala muwe na akyumpe gesture president yakorete yokurangiria abantu bali borokinga egasi yabo nengia mbu yakorete ne enjirengia nana bona tenga 3000 could not be enough for them because gas ba korana nene na bagane baba appreciated mono kere gas yune gas barabona bama the problems chire ebinyoroma ali kabisa no ninje na bakora uniform ngasigete muchano nororo genda ngororo asigete mangana munayo but rinende to gote baiga if at all a president ya korete iga for political gain that's unfortunate
bona uno abono no amaburi arena ine ekeiga nigage koreta sinchirere yeke no kurwa senkoro yae gusini nchire yemo yokubaretange ubune nchire yemo yokurigyo gusiro buswe gochori obone bo mwako goche
ndakerore from amira ya politics kina tebere igo batureti amona bagaga banyumba 10 mbachage talibonega talimwako babege twegasi
neken
babeire no babeire kurwo the president no mwako kanoro umwako kanaria maida banda mbaro abantu abuko no bale from the first year ngiye ko ratare ngo ba appreciate from the first year akocha ko appreciate umwako yoka
okay
so it is strategic you can to change to abantaba appreciation in good time ntoye tumeka for politics
okay karabo atiraigo mase mo nigo toko soa asense moyende ya kabire paka asegetiki ya jamhuri mambia ya bono abwase ekyama gya People's Renaissance Movement gekoragwa na Caleb Amisi babwate NDC yekyame kimambia ya bono gusigusiori kyame ekyo bene ase mambia ya bono abwase tokonyora omusakyo ito Linet Nyambane orase ensemeyo erio atumanya mange ayagendrete kurwa ase ensemeyo boigo bunoliretie ase tibiago ayagendrete kurwa ase egeti ya jamhuri ase para ya Ngong ase muchoyega o Nairobi tiango turaratengera keo kurwabu ntoirane twendera ukwandira yanda mange
kiona hizo bendera tuendelee kumbuka tuko live pale Citizen ajue kwamba tuko one term. Ndio nilikuwa na rafiki yangu pastor alikuwa ananiambia Willis, do not worry, every problem has an expiry date and every day you move closer to the expiry date. Next year time kama saa hii nani atakuwa ako Sugoi? Nani atakuwa ako Sugoi? Kama unaamini hivyo weka bendera tena, weka bendera tena, weka bendera tena. Hey. All right, now because of time I did this introduction, I will do it again as I invite our good friend. But I'd also like to recognize, I just saw him walk in the presence of one Boniface Mwangi. Ako hapo, wapi kelele ya Boni? Yes, wapi kelele ya Boni wewe? Presidential aspirant Boniface Mwangi. Wapi kelele yake one more time? Karibu sana, karibu sana. Wapi kelele pia ya Safina Parties Willis Otieno? Willis Otieno. Namesake yangu. Watu wanaitwa Willis wanakuanga tu wako sawa. All right. Now, Dr. Ekuru Okot is a constitutional lawyer and a scholar who served on Kenya's committee of experts that spearheaded the drafting of the 2010 Constitution. He has provided high-level constitutional and governance expertise in Kenya and internationally, including serving as the Chief Technical and Senior Constitutional Advisor to Liberia's Constitution Review Committee. He is also the founder of the Third Way Alliance Kenya and a prominent advocate for constitutionalism, accountable governance, and the rights of marginalized communities. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome, honor, and appreciate Dr. Ekuru Aukot. Wapi kelele yake? Hapo sawa.
PM Hoye, Amjambo. Thank you so much, Honorable Caleb Amisi, for the invitation. Appreciate very much. Just a disclaimer that I'm not the typical leaders who come to a meeting and then want to leave early because I have a flight to catch. So, mnisameheni tafadhali. But I just want to say a few points in summary. I think as we launch this great party, we must bear in mind the political extremism that we are seeing, which is gaining currency, especially in the mobilization of tribes and regions for purposes of power. That is selfish attempt or pursuit of leadership. And I hope that Renaissance Party will avert that danger from this country. The second point I want to make is that there is the nationalization of state-sponsored goonism. Because goonism is now gaining currency, especially in the conversation around political organization, political governance. And that really calls for a major challenge. There is the death of our investigative agencies. You cannot tell me today that goons can invade a church, can invade a rally, beat up people. Where is the DCI, the Director of Criminal Investigation, the NIS, and all other agencies of government? So I hope that this issue of goonism, especially state-sponsored, will be addressed. So what do we need going forward? And this is why I love the People's Renaissance Party. I think what is emerging, in my view, when I see the invited leaders here today, is sober and moderated leadership that our country actually needs. Because we cannot go forward with the kind of extreme political mobilization that is happening today, based on tribe, based on the regions we come from. So Kenya needs moderates. And it also needs a leadership that will appreciate the comparative advantage of all the people around it. And I think if you have not read this book, and I always like to recommend, you must find Team of Rivals, the political genius of Abraham Lincoln. He may be today the most popular America's president, but he also ended up to be the most unpopular, and they killed him. But there's one thing that Abraham Lincoln actually underscored. When he won with a minority vote, he realized that Justice Maraga Emeritus, even though he's from another political party, can actually be good in matters constitution. Raphael Tuju, Martha Karua, Kagame, and others who were invited here, Eugene Wamalwa, Malala, they have got something they can bring on the table. And therefore, that's why he went for what is called a team of rivals. And I hope the People's Renaissance Party will actually appreciate that issue and bring it on the table. The other issue that I just want to raise, in summary, going forward in the 2027 election, we must be wary of the commercialization of our politics. Because of the commercialization of our politics, that's how we end up with the deplorables as our leaders. And I just want to remind you of the writing of a very wise man, philosopher, called Plato. Plato, back in the days writing, said that one of the consequences of refusing to participate in politics is that you'll be governed by your inferiors. Let me not spoil the party today, but we all know today the face of leadership in Kenya is some deplorables who may not have even attended school in the same way the curriculum vitae of the party leader here was read. then you begin to ask the question, why did the rest of us go to school if it's our inferiors who are actually governing us? No wonder they come up with bad policies that they don't believe in. No wonder they actually kill our children, and we just look at it. So commercialized politics is giving us deplorable leaders. And I hope going forward is a conversation we must take to the people. Second, lastly, now I want to speak to the Kenyan voters. Who do you actually vote into leadership? If you look at the so-called, what we call the new generation constitutions, power has now shifted to the people. Article 1 of almost every constitution now you see says all power vests in the people to exercise directly or indirectly. So if I was to bring back the Punguza Mizigo Constitutional Amendment Bill of 2019, the first article I will amend is Article 1, so that the people can choose to fire a government that has failed, because power belongs to them. Power and government and leaders are actually employees of the people. So lastly, Raburu, I want to say, reject tribal politics. Tribe does not feed you. If today your child is sick, your child needs to go to school, you don't run to your tribe. You don't run to a tribesman who has stolen. With those very few remarks, thank you very much, and all the best to the People's Renaissance Party. Thank you.
Est-ce que réfléchis? Hapo sawa. Na hii mic iko sawa. Very good. Haya, one more time, wapi kelele, tuone bendera tena, musichoke. Musichoke kuonyeshana bendera. Every time unaonesha, kuna kitu inaitwa butterfly effect. Mkipeperusha bendera hivi, kuna tremors inafanyika pale State House. Hebu peperusha. All right. Because of time, the two guests who had requested to speak because they had other engagements, I will now introduce the next. The Honorable Cleophas Malala is, of course, a former senator for Kakamega County, former Secretary General, currently the Deputy Party Leader of DCP. Hello, cousins. He rose from serving as a member of the Kakamega County Assembly to the Senate, where he served as Deputy Minority Leader and became one of Kenya's most prominent young political voices. Now, beyond politics, he is an award-winning playwright whose works have often got him into good trouble, and he has used theater to engage national conversations on governance, social justice, and youth empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome, honor, and appreciate Honorable
Asante sana. Harambee. Haisikiki vizuri ba. Harambee. Bas, I want to take this opportunity, first of all, on behalf of my party, DCP, to congratulate the PM party. Today is a very historic day. My brother Caleb Amisi, congratulations. This is a bold step towards actualizing our dream of democracy. Leo nimekuja hapa kwa sababu ya urafiki ambaye ninayo na party leader wetu wa chama cha PM. Mimi nimekuja hapa kumpatia heko kwamba this is the way to go. Demokrasia ni kuunda vyama na kukubali kwamba tuwe na vyama vingi, so that ile right yetu ya demokrasi ya mwananchi anaweza ingia kwa chama chochote kiwe pale. Lakini muhimu sana, Caleb Amisi, mimi nimekuja hapa leo kwa sababu wewe una support William Ruto aende nyumbani. Kama ungekuwa una support tutam, hata singeonekana Ngong Road leo. Lakini wewe kwa sababu umekuwa mstari wa mbele, and I want to thank you. Tulianza ili gurudumu kitambo kwamba huyu William Ruto aende nyumbani. But I want to remind Kenyans, why are we saying William Ruto must go home? Tunasema William Ruto aende nyumbani, and we also want to remind William Ruto that in 2024, ulianza kuua vijana violela holela. Ulikuwa unashika vijana, you are abducting young people, killing them, shooting them, denying their rights to demonstrate, and you killed over 200 young people in this country. We want to remind William Ruto of the Gaddafi syndrome in Libya. Gaddafi alifanya kazi mingi, alijaribu akapeana free university education, akasomesha watu. He used to give every citizen pesa akimaliza kusoma, $20,000 from their sovereign fund. Lakini kwa sababu alikuwa ameangamiza na ametishia maisha ya watu wa Libya wakasema Gaddafi must go. So to our Kenyan Gaddafi, William Ruto, tunataka tukuambie, you've started counting down your days. Ni lazima utoke hiyo state house. Ni lazima utoke hiyo state house. Na mimi naona William Ruto ameamua aanze kuita delegations pale state house. Ati anaita walimu, anaita private security. Msimkasirikie. Ameanza kujua kwamba anaenda nyumbani. So hizo sherehe ni za kuambia watu bye bye, I am leaving state house. As we start this year, we want to remind William Ruto kwamba ulisema utakompensate zile familia za wale watoto ambao walipotezwa during demonstrations. Uliweka pesa katika budget. But as we stand up to now, hakuna pesa imedisbasiwa kwa hizo familia. Tungependa kukuambia William Ruto, it is not the role of your advisor to pay the families which were affected. The Constitution is very clear. The Human Rights Commission is supposed to play that role. Na mimi niko na wasiwasi kidogo, and I want to speak to Kenyans on this matter. Na sana sana hizo familia. William Ruto is insisting that the disbursement of that money must be done in his office. We want to remind the country of what happened in 2007-2008, witnesses in ICC. Up to now, we don't have a single witness for the 2007-2008 post-election violence. William Ruto anajua vizuri sana mauaji hii ya Gen Z. Sisi tukiunda serikali next year, paka atenda ICC. Na anajua kwamba the only witnesses, anajua the core witnesses wa kesi yake ya ICC next year watakuwa mafamilia za hao watu ambao wamewawa. So they want to invite those families, profile the potential witnesses and kill them thereafter. So tunaambia zile familia and the Kenya Human Rights Commission, they must protect the identity of the people they are going to pay. Otherwise, mimi na support mtu yoyote ambaye anasema William Ruto ni one term. One term. Hata siku hizi, hata kama dema amechapa, bora anasema one term, tunaweza pita na yeye. So wangapi wanasema William Ruto must go? Mwisho, my party leader amepeana salamu zake sana. Honorable Rigathi Gachagua ingefaa kuwe hapa, lakini leo saa 6:30 atakuwa anatoa taarifa William Ruto at 4. Tunataka tumakie huyu mtu hesabu, tumwambie yeye ameua watu wangapi, yeye amefanya nini, So Rigathi Gachagua will be addressing the nation at 12:30 na mtaniruhusu niende ni unge mkono party leader wangu. Otherwise, Caleb, congratulations and I wish you the best. Thank you.
All right, asante sana.
Yamuno mwancho morigereria aina yagendrete kuru ase tikirigia jamhuri ase para ya ngongoro di muchoyo Nairobi ase kiama gia PM gose People's Renaissance Party bagendrete ne NDC yabo ase ensemo eyo and of course nabokora kwanira ake ase kiama gia Caleb Amisi abangeri tangani bakagerete na labda na ukina kikira chikobe kiama gio bono kialinda mwananchi gose naki lakini twarinda mwananchi bako mnyuka guchimoinogalia bako tema gusikikani ne obisi area registrar of political parties igoro ye kiama ekiana ande Caleb Amisi gronate tena linda mwananchi okorana mwena ubi akongere ni nchwango swango ase kiama kigatuskamo bose bachori obonene because we karaboni inga bari linda mwananchi bado mbaranyora kiama na ande mbara liborongera ki na bataira nase kiama kia ODM
bona alignment singo na okorujire no Caleb Amisi madine nelio gya koligi arangeri kuna either linda mwananchi kosodi emwe murangeri
kuna bageni power nera kona koligi ono
he has to create an image of a bull never kare kaf yani akoligi abe kobosi bwe no nyora kamoli elinde abantu barenga ayo mongwano koranali chinguru ya tumurange to kolega sinera well tindaro impact tindatebe ne asikeli agendeta okora but then it's politics and nabwate busibole uno mukenya kokora buna okole kiara na renkwiri yale bono ndoko marabobe yes
ekero tukura na sari twaro kwanira nigo twana kira asensemo area ya village elders unabarangire gocha whatever nambia kwa 3000 lakini nende inchi saini ama tukon 364 days busibwa bachero bana bo mwaka ogocha tukura na ase ward yago ngai ward ngai yekere kwanse tiatara rachakiraga ngai yekeire maunchereria naro robra umbogendere tokosoa goseno musunte imebaro totigalete
bono ntenda kwane kolengana mnandoche owodi itoma tokona kolera mo bota baba tokoligi ntutokona kolera sari toroche lakini oranyole ngoli oroere naroche mbuyere kiara baba tanga vision is relative kero monto njera arigiriti ne birenge bya emna biko matebi mnandoche ngamangana talipuya tagendrete bya ikiara nara okay a few things we kona okorwa nara ebohol nja ga chuseto ngabantu anyora ma chetago stage akate bana ro siri lakini nende bono maite problem na siasa timing to te banga tora kora kende the last 3 years 4 years rito ikiro mwako roje ngabono nalio kare wesoke I think ekina kende to koba lakini mangana na mbagende the next thing nonye issue yechipara tra korubuya seito I think na renga marina but I think anje none gali nyasanko nyentwale gosonye mbwate tingunyare kunyeti gochika lakini umuntu naro kwanko mongina twasikito myega but because nare a bit connected familia ene bono mu MCA na abande bakaroje pale uchika bono paka nkebolia mbalenga toka netiba kwe lito mayako kolera abantu baita
yani asobu ama bena aragerete likoli
ligacha komuru which is unfortunate because okweboli ngaki toka netia abantu baita bakutuma kora magendero bono amangana na manga taraba bia lakini nende bono toro chintu abato na kolera isiko nabengo mwana igweteri misuri echichabati lakini okona kolera bago onye taraso ime amanyanga ngaki chikorosigwa nabeko baboko but umuchando noro asitako barabo monene obona irigo solve igwa ande na tebanga okorango yoro no mungaini ale sana omanyirenga ya musinyire bono orure ribaga kiara tarate banga ngubuli armato tarate bego usigo orure ribaga igoro renga ya musinyire
uranyorende labda nogo sukate ketuko kuchigoro
aki umuralia nimbwato moisio na ale miaka 5 nomo amwacha ke kondwani asa tambi piara ngake nkundi nenda kera uno agoika ono onye ndeyo nyene taranye ikera nachi kucha kolenga kwako muturende ono nye yenge amosinyire igoro na kongo ta kunyara ta konyara with tremendous respect nere no murayare because ntu amuchorete lakini onye yenke ya musinyire igoro ta ko yenyara
issue eraigene ne ime ensekera toko yerigere bya kibwagare and at the same time no nyiro mwakie kura engana ya accountability accountability ya sabra ibari bara obisi na bera nyarekane na ngakikia ikire naye wasoire ase ekiro gekyo na kyora chikwene kiana umwana nchi goso mwakie ekura nkobora accountable gochia sale na bugekero bakubolia maborio because mnabona nkwira sensemo ya borabu ensemo yebunge ya borabu ntwarora na tiekero kelia umuntu agasoka kubori naki ebese yiga egenteke kekugurwa gosene shilingi emeronge ebere lakini aya ni gwaimo mugetegoro na inse ukabeke price yae na korengana ichi record chikoro kesine shilingi 50 so accountability ekuboli wa maboli alina kebesa ya tumekwa abange nigo bagocha bagechigwa gusabara ya abange nigo bagocha bebisamba ali gutaka kuoroka asaba anto tene ni babayere na ki ebese ye konya ne pare yiga ose konya ne tangie ye ose konya ne metetu asimeka ose na macha ya tu abekire ga iga tu arosire soke gocha gocha ebese ya tumekune ye gocha gocha asama ngana ya accountability na so that no anyeno ri wakrete kura eliabe no gwigeno na ki muraina chorete na isaine na inde na accountable asekere kama mono asense myo botumeki bwechibesa
mate the unfortunate thing was fortunate ego tegemea ngayo kirigiri koru ngiringa muna togendrede abantu baite bakona ko babangaini we have a generation ya abantu abangaini Gen Zs bachire no partly millennium bali basomire bamanyete nga squeeze kire program yo koruna abantu ige kubekwa so mutandao resources chiko to mwasa abantu echikubekwa so mutandao like I think ritual ngana ekipindi ketana ko tebeti pakanga ko the figures che county allocations cha ko from the county government ya Kisii county ko chi as specific MCS bachiko korega asi ebirasi bakorega asi amache bitacho amakuli anguru nebintu bunebyo expenditure ya resources it is in the public domain the moment yokora ngomuntu mocho walete igako na kuebisa that ko accountable chi resources ya atumekire tari ko chibeka so mutandao chiapa scrutinized n'abantu manyanga bona ko muchando nororo nabengo munyokise ya kuibire amagena onyore kibise tase kenyanzi gabona kumanyenge nenyibi so the moment yomurayi yago tamakuru as accountability utali murayi ono muibi accountability is responsibility kero muntu oire egasi okorera abantu batebi resources twaetu inchinganaika igakoleke bononye to kunyara kotebya abantu openly like that igobona turi murai muya so the unfortunate thing kedingo konyoranga abarahi abange bacholiru and then adabanga tindeti mkwane elinenje korekana nganje nkalirira ikamono nanje mwanya abantu nganiri nsaberu nanje nkoyego borai timbo mukuru tingonchoka ngosa banali ngaki abarai bonsi bali to koligi bali to bwa to lese birogo akiti to abantu baito the clear picture because abantu baito squeeze na basoma onye mungi na taso meti na ile to mwana oyisukuro so meti na bako matenga mama ntu 20 million che wodi yaito 1 million ikagache class gesi dinyangweta 1 million ikagache kende moni yanku 1 million ikagache sekete getacho neke kiababuya. Number 2, inflation of figures as abantu batika okole bintu ebyo maito bimboro kora muna nago tedi murali akero kende paka no shetani kero mali shetani mo saelio ito lakini kero agotebi unga ki benzo nakore gotange itali nje bono inaera omonyene boy bimboro
akora tena tia kubekirira bireche
no bireche nera kuminga akine kana kere ninje kwabekirire kenaye bwe ko monyene boy bimboro bobe tiango to keye lakini ndatebe iko muralikero ngochukolere nganeyo abana inchi baitu especially this message asabantu baitu bechitagura ngochangia tole mono asabara baitu ko babaibi ense monere nne to kuchangia asaba abantu baitu ko abaibi for example konyo muntu ukurigia egasi umuntu kabisa ndumu maetinga konyo muntu egasi yakore nene nemeta ko chweli ne musumeno tali no ne machine no musumeno yonga jibesa akonyora ndochimanyete muraito yokuligi burai no eno lioro okole gas de la rua jibesa chiko print honorocha bandaba toracha twabasaba chibesa kose twabatenga tokorere project gite na project ba kurigia onye muntu oyo bade in investment kwa mokorire ba onyo ocha nkorigindo ba MCA nje asigete ndu 10,000 wa MCA mojara wa MCA for 5 years is less than 4 million nkoru 10,000 per day ngango campaign inde I'll spend more than 9 million in the next 365 days or so. So let me tell you, if I'm spending 9 million, no more I don't know what 4 million. You got the ring of my bingo chako. Because abantu bali ngosa ba madeni njembai. Into kende.
Ane goikoirani.
Goikangirani because this is an investment. Njetini ko print pesa. Bono to ngo na kina tabiri nchabantu bali to koberna baro. Nje onza beji besi ndabwati ngokota itimbwati. Onye wocha kodine kurase njonta ko techibesa that is good ketinde timbe morai ngocha koibe jaino ngirani jiri na abaete. Hii ndabo na beiro umurayo mube. The only thing I do nchepuna ben. Ilinde nchiko sirio mangana obo bibe chibesa mbe accountable buno murai is I give something I can afford to lose. Oina na konyo naenda na ikumo change kanisa. If I know ngorumi atano ga tiniko chikorera tiniko inda na kokoro mwane I'll give that 500 because ni maitenga ki I can afford to lose these 500 shillings. Tingo cha kobeka kwa nanga ke chisabu ngandi ke tichidari nganga kenda kanisa kete ngaruchiri wikomi bono ngo cha koso njira ni chons tingo cha koba accountable engo cha kobo mwibi ngira ni chibesa chiri na baita.
Okay. Yes. Ekero to kwanegoro ya ansemo yogo tumeki wechibesa na monasti campaign nkwaro cheki ombe KBC litangani kiaga chia chagete na around 4.34 billion as a presidential campaign bono nkwaro chi yakini na ndebesa ina bone limit riere 6 billion and of course ntwate limit yo mu governor mu senator gocha paka no nyeno mu MCA besiraga ni kutumeka aso kore campaign yae ngukuna na silinda mwananchi atuoli ngwe bana sifuna nkionya kuangaikira ebesa nere mwino gaiga nyona na bilioni iga sifuna gotebana ntogane tibesa ya gomogaka rero iga uruko kore campaign ntobwata abantu bari bakukuna nechi machinery na bari bakora investment sana aso monto na mambiende na barabwo mbache konyora ligesa umuntu agwa approach yagotebi na arorire na igentekiga nayo gukeira na lakini okendera to kwangaika sana asense muye campaign and all that ingari tingo konye na nyone machada isi chigofia and all that nkobwatikira nyone 1 million ibere gokorere e campaign response yago igoro yo muntu raga ni ko invest asore ase campaign yaga segenchorre na kene gente nayo gokeretanka amwere na kie asomo yo bugwanja ntegetinge invest asore
no motuginde bwe chingoko
iya bana
na rekero ntugete chingoko keronta etenyi bwete ngare ninte tukonyanya ngoko nkolera chibando ranya koyerutera anyerutera ngona kwenda osomurango gezieli ke goso na sieka na nyebwata na nyenya. The first question I can ask you montonde when you tete kon support, what is your ultimate goal? Korwa sega investment yo zeko kora sende konga 2 million tari chinyanya kwenda kwazimeka mugondo wachi watora jine chipesa kwa ligeti.
Lakini kwa romo ka weso kyo tebana nchingo kwani yana 10 million bwate gari bwate public address bwata kiregento keke.
The first question mo rayone kubole ayabuna kwanga ikankyota kete ku gain from that. Ingera konyo obe no bongo buku manyanga ki am I accepting this or not? Because onyo muntu okoreta 2 million I invest ya sole. To baise konda nga muntu tata returns. Injira nera tete ati ku gain from aso ko invest ya sole chibesa kete. So this wali tanga ni nchenda abolu na ben. Muna kwa atakire ko nkonye no moyo murabu onye kwa yoro giro murabu. Kero mate na bara hote no moyo murabu lakini ate ku gain. What do you want to gain? Umuntu onkonyoranga interest yae aruboro ayobuya atete ko nkonya maybe transportation kwemanyekani and that anything in return and be documented because I want to rikranense nga
ngo wakili kene na
yes onye wanda biringa ngonkonyore turikirane onganchinga okonkonya no moyomya ndokora umaya bocha konda ichibesa onkole njiko yera abantu bane nkolete to be transparent na kero monto in the first instance no kumubolinga nkiara again return onye kero moyo morabu na ndendo che genuinely convinced nga monto yo atete konkonya I'll accept but monto nyo that something in return I will to go sell monto yuko kana no bororo yes
ase ewodi ye chitago burabu nkie ko garabugene tena you are the best candidate ase ewodi ye chitago burabu ekero kompia na bari bande bonsi pipaka no nyene uri orobisi nyonere ndi gwateba na tarara lina na ndi na chaboli ekero gekiga. Why do you think you are the best candidate at the same time plan yago use agenda ensemo ikwamire serikali kero gotero muraiwe nsaga teba na aba murobirito ye babwate murobiri babwate no yubo korama kunya kwiranirania na goteba nentundeye.
Yes. Litangana ndete goteba nga bali twensi togo likia nimbasikete sana no lioro ni musikete lakini rende nimaitenga na hemba hata maskani ninde umuyako babwa because one chisababu ni chinyinge labda nawe platform yetabe enough yo tokonya kokwanira amange lakini ndo sabantu baitu nkwana kwana barabu kirenga kikerondeka twagosona na barabu twamanyaninga kitwana itio borai bwaito bobe lakini gitagitande totabankiringa nje na kinra muna barabu nande kerokine tena abantu ngumanyore mechando yabo bugima buri bakinirete chitago barabu nabo kinire na menyire bugima bwo utajanse muna barabu na menyire bugima bwo seli school fees nje na seli school fees ngagenda bosimezi boma nyinde form 1 nande ngakora 1 month ngama yakwera ne school ngacha gukora na menyire that life yo muntu wechitago barabu bono kerondo cyo muntu wechitago barabu kerno arenge school in high school is almost 15-20 years ago. Lakini bugima buri tu amenyete those 20 years ago kerobona kindire na so migu na bantu baito na ikireke bangonde bado bugima umbura change. Ninje ndo chembwate that image bara relate nero oli bamanyete okinire among them munoma te yesa lengo cha kurugoro abatengo no mwana so chiri mubambe kigima bantu mbale ngumukuna lakini ria kinete na Yusuf akamana ke ozo no mwana oyo bu carpenter moinoga
konyenero
kwaguranza oyero enere ona boto tokomokorera kende bono nje I've related with them na mire na barabu na kinire na barabu they can relate my problems with them na ndima maite ngonya manyete mechando yabo ninde angi ko bakonye ke na abire boko ya identify igento kende nje no muntu nde egogeta tindi muntu ngokumoyo rais karona atakire gento kora ngwakishande nga na gekolire nekina kigenda kemo maite sobora ikera konya abantu baito bechitago barabu egento kende ni maite nga ngokwana ndekene nje muna nawo te murali tinde tinje gotabi abantu nga ngokwandi chibeza ngana nganje ne campaign inde bono nje ngotabi abantu ngoki onye ne chibeza timbwadi inunchore onye ngobagoki tinde tinje mbakolere bintu nje kubayibera chibeza I'll tell them the truth munere muntu wechitago barabu nganje nekene kibuna kere angitabe nekene ki anchore nekene ki nanyasa nkonye ndaya monekene ki bono na mange nkoranga ninde buya nande nimbwate advantage yemiaka tindi mo tu ndagende bosonga ndale bunge amangana eti kwaenda bugeka tindi mwana mosinini ndachi okole ibintu byo bwana kerona iru ekerogo ntama abantu baito timba korera mangana ali bakaneri bakolero boni mbwate advantage yemiaka kwamba ngatindike kolike sinini mono nande tindi muka mono nimbwate obumanyi ndakole munamangana akona koenda munamatuka akona koenda
ntubwate ase county ekerokereto gukorera ibira kitambia cha chitipanchi acha murono radio greeners jui green ami bogonya gusibie kwende etago gali naro ngakinire tuatete na ubuchafu na borobu and all that cleanliness neganire gokorekana igoro yengane yegengima echine chitipa ebine ibira gita green ami nero say green ami say green what you know it better igoro yomurobiro yega umugima egwadi yago is it a beneficiary
Muralia intended to go to Mangane Virakita, in my opinion, that is either Mugavano ito, Tariko take advice, or say Tawadiba Bantubaco Moa Boshaudovia. Think of economics more, no, but I was lucky Kokora saving in Kakora a bit of accounting in Kaigo. Nandekaronya Koretangon Konyeria information to what they have to wait again to get again. Asingo kole company mbwate asingo kole company asingo kole gasi umuntu orona egasi yakore ne biragitebyo construction na bintu bindi Ebiaye ase biragita gutume go 20 bia oranya ole osembibere osebitata. Umuntu oyo taliga ne jibesa atabwate ne billionaire. Gona bate opportunity yo kole biragite. Why? Era tali kugura okomboa. Number 1,
nabwate chibesa
nabwate chibesa nabwate no kubua. Nabako enda kuno ne loan ni banka go biragita binde 30 autumeka. The issue ne ringa ki ndo tagete tutware omanyi bo economics na turakonya abantu baito. Kero kule kiragita to kibekera the least amount is around 15 million. The least amount otegemere na bora nyoro ndonyore
ligo liri otene ne ligo tukutera
15 million. Ebiragita to akorete na to beka 10 bioka. Ndo beka biinge biaje to 10 biaje. 10 that's around 150 million. Whether they are
kunokugora gweka
kunokugora ebionye bia very paid in cash kusen installments onye bia better paid in installments ibone cost yere igor mono ebiragite bi mbiga niribia kaniri insurance yo morali ebiragite bi kera bire biao ngori koro mondo kogende ngorora mafuta we andetea ebiragite ge usalika nayo go kerosi ebiragite ge nganditi service kero kere some hours ebiragite mate service ya hours go geko service evine cost ebiragite beyond kerona calculate roughly in a year ase biragita amone chigali chirichi achoro chitipa yes we are wasting 20 million chigani kwa development in our wards
igo 20 million yewe ko yanda se insurance
yagenda insurance maintenance
amafuta
wakana mali abalikwa amafuta na we and tear service 20 million, in fact more than 20 million.
Igombira chaka kora merem.
Igomate ndora ka cost. Na cost zwa ne biragita bioka. Chitipa etipa nya ikare 6 million. To wake tipa 6 million times chitipa to be roughly 10. That's 60 million. So 210 million ni chicheta sokora chitipa ne biragita. Alafu there is yearly 20 million. In the next unforeseeable future to kona waka na 20 million. Let me break it down. Onyo mugavano itota ite watakonya. List those trucks, list those viragite. A truck with a lease is around 12,000 per day. A viragite lease is around 6,000 per hour. You go in a day, you can pay 50,000 or 40 something thousand. 1 month, make sure that you want the chance to be young. Because whatever 2 months, you want the chance to be you could have saved chibesa chinyinge ase because biragita biri to cha ondenga no chobirusi yo chiko bikorega as transoya yo transoya nguboli kwa nga enki okora chibesa chaito so kerokuri ribin debi it was a wrong move ase obotumike bwe chibesa chaito muna nje bono ndatebe na ngobo mushabiri bomukaba nanga mutanga genda diya abantu abange babwate construction sites bakolisi biragita emitinye bere kwa ngure chipare chito chonsbi egasi yakore gento yakabiro murali why now Indegena kiboliji njengo sum why now pareje to njia sarigete aso mwakukane kuraso mura mogabana ile to bana
nkia karemeti yenye ya mekai
why karemeti yenye atigire bereta ego tonga the intention is not even korosi pareje to achieve a very big cost of around 300 million korosa county coffers as a image yogo kam
neri boli ne dirina ki ekerebirte ebiragita byachire ne chitrake chigachitipa lende ichiachire contractors abanyakonda igomba bwate emirimo lende
onye mbora
asobwenge
county service board yego dina contractors ndundo badinga neten nirite the contractors because contractors na uba ngokora mangana yokorosi para na nini onye neten niri igojibese jinga ichikari gochi. So those are some of the tough questions. Tuaneri nintara mayanga ba msie baito ebara boba gusembata bwati bomani.
All right. Mbia bano mwancho mwaligera so sanga to sangire mambia bare kamera yago neye erikire namba ibire insiye dakikemo engana yago yomweri yogo kora emambia ya bono nirili.
Mbia muno murali kwanza mwangalika ndiri esegeta senkeno esegeta ambasinge ncho kwa nabantu baito ba Kenya nichitago borabu. Ndeto kote banga 2027 ya beri range. One we are a day younger than 1 year to kire sobora chikura cheto chire moto. Ndeto kote banga naruri bisuguti biko na wetibu chitago borabu yaito. Bisuguti tigatobiri lakini to maninge bisuguti ngo salibira maino kero chinga kichire kama ina ita kubururwa tobe tayari naro lakini eto tubura yubuya tugenda abantu baitu bagotobo maene nanda abantu baitu babwate chisemi cyo gotokonya babwate mioyo emia nanda abantu abo mbali bange bakeire nabo bachagite barabange lakini mono yotigere noyomo uyore Benson manano nyaega uyore tayari gocha kubakorera gasi nande tari ngare tayari ere nebuku yokaganyete aimoki achaka kubakorera gasi nyasaba sini nanda abarende abo bomoyo pakachinga kichi tukora humerane
Yamano mwancho mwori ya soko sanga tuwa sangre mambia ya bono na nenga kindi kitwanyore libaga ntogandira ukwanira ayande amange amatukaro 364 liriko ararero 363 na rama tukubose bwachore barene bo mwaka ogo chagendera kubwatia emeroberende yatigera seri tukorigima Ensoko TV oboroso bo mugusi korori twere mugotia seri ndi guikatwike obachore barene ntogandira ko yakwanira naboye ko yaunenkia naboye ko yagaria asubugarira kwereke muna naye kwemanyore amange ayagendera time yense gendera kubwati emeroberende yatigere guikeria